Talking about unity in the struggle, your position on unity, especially with frontline movements or group, has been very clear. You are seeking for purpose, but we have seen it all in this liberation cause, from within the government, from without the government, at the home front. Even while you were talking about ID cards, it's a group that is still claiming a name. And there's so much at stake here. You've already mentioned what is at stake at the home front, which is where I may like to focus my question. But I also like you to talk on aspects that are fractionizing our institutions in a very unfortunate way, even in the diaspora. These are pilot institutions. And we are all aware of the different efforts you've made. When you look at some of these situations at this time, at the home front, in the diaspora, within government, you may want to give some specifics. Do you think that unity is even possible right now? If so be, you've done everything you can. What else are you planning to do to ensure a formidable force of Ambazonians at every given instant?
Um, I'll really take this seriously because some people are trying to reach me to tell me or ask me what I can do again that we have not done. So I have taken time to reflect on this. So let me tell Ambazonians where I stand on the question of unity. I went back to our history, right down from 1952 to 1961. And I can tell you that in 1952, from 1952 to 1961, there were many political parties. The CPNC was there. The KNDP of Dr. John Gufoncha was there. The KNC of Dr. Endeli was there. So it was actually a, a, a group of three parties that came together to form that united front called KNC and elected Endeli as the leader. So he was the leader of KNC. These parties were different from each other. They were not the same. They were different parties. Even during the plebiscite, they remained different parties in 1961. The only time they united is when there was need for them to come together and face La République as one. Dr. EML Endeli was in Fumban. He was the leader of the camp that lost in the plebiscite. But the winner, who was still the prime minister, Dr. John Gufoncha, was the head of the delegation. So he headed the delegation, but every opposition leader, every political heavyweight in the southern Cameroons, led by Dr. John Gufoncha, they were there trying to chart the way, trying to pioneer these negotiations with La Republic Cameroon about the future of the country. I have come to the conclusion that structural unity is not necessary before the negotiation table. Even if it is as good as it sounds, it's not possible because of our experience. Now, when they decided in 1961 to constitute a delegation, they called the Southern Cameroon delegation to go to Fumban. Guess what? The people who were part of that delegation were active members in the political landscape. They did not go and find political retirees to tell them, oh, wake up, there is something happening in Fumban, let's go there. So here is my take at this time. I don't want to waste my time with people who start the journey as chameleons and they end up as crocodiles. I don't want to start the journey with people who tell you until you reach Boya and they get on the way, they start saying, even if you are on the, it's not a bad thing to go to do. And then we have all united. It is bad to go on the altar and sign an agreement before you know the person you have just uh, you have just uh, entered agreement with. At this struggling phase, and given all the experiences we have, my prescription would be that let us continue to do what we do. Let us continue to do what we do and remain relevant in the struggle. Continue to do what we are doing to improve on this our gains on the ground, to maintain our gains on the ground. When the moment comes, and the moment will come, sooner or later, the moment will come when La République du Cameroon will want to sit with us on the table. Either because they cannot fight us anymore because they don't have the power to, or because we are able to get what belongs to us. That moment will come. Yes. When that moment comes, it will be like the day Switzerland called me and said, can you put together these people, some of the leaders, can you bring them all together so that La République du Cameroon has expressed interest that they are ready for mediated talks? I said yes. That is how I took my phone. One thing with me is that even my haters are the ones whom I refuse to take my call. I don't hate anyone in this struggle to the point I cannot take my phone and call them. Someone will just be very embarrassed to receive my call. I don't break bridges because I don't hate. My heart is in the right place. I don't hate. I don't walk by malice. So I was able to call every one of them and put them together. And that is how the Ambazonian coalition team was established. So did we have a structural unity before the formation of the Ambazonian coalition team? The Ambazonian coalition team was likened to the Southern Cameroon delegation that was formed by vibrant and viable entities, political movements that we came together, that I was able to bring together so that we can meet La République as one people. Even though anytime some people faint and you have oxygen in your pocket and you give them oxygen, and sometimes when they wake up from their coma, they go and look for their gloves and start punching you as if to say, why did you give us oxygen to revive? Of course, they are the same Ambazonian coalition team that later on said they have fired me. I don't know what that firing means. So I want to show you that that is what will be. When that moment comes, I will still look around, not from retirement homes. Not from retirement homes. I will look around and see those people who are active. Just like John Gufoncha looked around and saw Endele and saw Kofele Kale and saw all those other people who were still there with him and said, please, can we go together and go to Fumban and decide the future of our nation? People who are still in the race don't unite with people who have abandoned the race. That's what I'm saying. People who are in the race don't unite with people in race. People who are for don't unite with retirees. When the moment comes to collaborate, the purpose of collaboration or unity is to come together to do something, right? Because it's not to dissolve our separate existence. It's to come together to do something. So what are we going to be doing if you're already sleeping? So what does it mean? We should go and ring your bell, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Say, what is happening? Can you come? No, let me tell you what will happen on that day to some of these retirees in the struggle. If you are a retiree, they will think that you have some technical know-how that you can be useful in the process. We can really co-opt you to work for Ambazonia if you are willing. But for any kind of unity to take place, it has to be between the unity of the active forces to carry out the work they are supposed to do. Because I am scared of anyone who has retired from a struggle, because I don't know where you stand now. And I don't want to base my judgment on what you said 3 years ago or 4 years ago. You are who you are today, not who you were yesterday. So when that moment comes, we'll make that decision at that time who are going to be part
based
of
on
this process to work together. Not
based
not
on who
not
you
a structural not a structural unity of let's put a structure so that we can unite, and then when you put a structure and take everyone by name recognition, you just take and put there. What do you think you have created? No, no.
you have created.
You cannot unite active employees with retirees in the same union. And so, what are you creating? Some people have retired. They have dissolved. They have disintegrated. I'm not
Yeah,
insulting them, but that is the reality.
yeah,
I don't want to call names. People have disintegrated. They have dissolved. They are nowhere to be found. But because in your
their mind.
subconscious you still have a particular name, you tell me that unity means send them a phone message. If you want to know that some people have disintegrated and completely disappeared, go to their Facebook pages. Show me the last time they posted anything about Ambazonia. You can see about 2 years ago. They are gone. I mean, no, I'm not. That is not what supporting the struggle is. It's not even posting on Facebook. I just want to show the extent to which they have
Mm.
completely disintegrated and disappeared. Then somebody will tell
For
me that unity means that I should wake them from sleep and bring them together so that we can. Okay, what do they bring to the table? Anytime you are talking of unity, the question is, you want to unite? You want us to do this? Okay, what are you bringing to the table? What are they bringing to? What would they bring to the table? Endeli was selected because he had something to bring to the table. They wanted that the agreement that will be reached, the followers of Endeli should also subscribe to that agreement. The other political leaders, they had something they will bring to the table, not just their intellectual baggage, but also their own
for their
following. They were bringing their
for their
people along. But
not
when you are alone, you are now. Once upon a time, you were 15 of you. Now you are by yourself. Then you say, "Let us unite." What are you bringing to the table? So, but when that moment comes, as I said, without despising anybody, some people will be on the table because of their their technical know-how in the project to think that they can make a contribution, and then other people will be on the table practically because they have bring legitimacy to the process by bringing the people that are following them. So individuals don't unite with the government; they work for the government. There's no government that unites with individuals. A government works, individuals work for the government if the government needs them. But individuals don't unite with the government. Say this, I am Ikome Sakona, I've united with the American government. No, no. It is an association that unites with an association. A movement unites with a movement. If you are just an individual, you don't unite with a movement, they might recruit you and you make use of whatever you have. That's the reality. Because I don't even know who is who now. Looking at the struggle, not in the past, but in the present, looking at the home front, looking at everything that is going on. For me, I told us from the beginning that the war is in Ambazonia. All of us are just supporters. So when I look at your footprints, I look at your presence, I look at what you do from the ground to here. And some people, they don't exist, to tell you the truth. That is the truth. They don't exist. And you want to unite, you unite with people. You don't unite with shadows. We don't take like La Republic uses pictures. They organize a ceremony, they put Paul Bia's picture there. Unite with people who are active and who have a following that they will bring to the table.